Do you spend more time organizing your studio than making art? I did, until I realized I was organizing for looks, not the way I work. My studios are working studios, and I organize so that I can find what I need when I need it. I've tried organizational systems because I've seen them work beautifully for other people, and pegboard was one of those. But for me, it created so much visual clutter. These experiences led me to three principles that support the way I work. The first principle is to keep things where you use them. I like to keep frequently used items as close to where I use them as possible. For instance, all of my threads used to be kept in one cabinet, and that meant I had to go to the other side of the room whenever I needed a spool of thread. Now, my quilting threads are in drawers near my big quilting machine, while my more general purpose threads are on the other side of the room near my domestic machines. I do the same thing with scissors. I do keep scissors at the cutting table, but my extras are in a drawer underneath the center island, which is also near the cutting table. Another thing I do is keep small snips at each sewing machine so they're handy for cutting threads. I do the same thing in my dye studio, which is in a 20-foot shipping container, and it has some really unique features that I'll show you in a little bit. Things that I reach for all the time, like gloves and measuring spoons, are right on the shelves above the workbench. This way, I don't have to stop what I'm doing and search for things when I need them. So this principle really boils down to organizing around where the work happens. The next principle is to give things a dedicated home. When things have a home, you know where to go to get them, and you also know where to put them back when you're finished with them. In the dye studio, open shelves keep paints, dyes, and other supplies visible and accessible. In the storage, it does not have to be elaborate. It just needs to make it easy to put things away so that you'll actually do it. And not everything has to be within easy reach. In my main studio, the fusibles, felts, and stabilizers all have a dedicated home up in the loft. And these are things I don't use every day. So it's okay that I need a ladder to get to them. And then there's the multi-drawer unit where I keep my extras. Tape measures, bobbins, and sewing machine needles. You know, all those little things you never really know where to put. Each drawer has a specific purpose, so I know exactly where those extras are when I need them. Now, giving something a dedicated home doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be close at hand. It means deciding where it belongs and putting it back. What do you do in your studio that lets you spend more time making art and less time organizing? Let me know in the comments. My third principle is working with the space you have. Accept the studio architecture for what it is. In my main studio, the water heater was something I couldn't change. It needed to stay where it was, and I needed to keep it accessible. So instead of fighting it, I built a sliding design wall that hides the water heater but can be moved out of the way whenever we need to access it. I did the same thing in the dye studio. It's a metal shipping container, so instead of fighting that, I used it to my advantage. Magnetic hooks and zip ties support the fabric drying rack that I call the Octopus Brigade, and the built-in cargo tie-down loops near the ceiling give me useful hanging points for things like my lights and electrical cords. These solutions work because they fit the space and the way that I work. Good organization should fade into the background because organization isn't the goal, making art is the goal. So these are my three principles. Keep things where they're used, give things a dedicated home, and work with the space you have. I'm Angie. I'm a mixed media textile artist. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.